Hi, everybody. Welcome to the As Above, So Below show. Coming to you this evening. It's evening where I am here in Western Canada and probably where most of you are as well. Coming to you without Meg Moonbeam. Unfortunately, Meg is sick this week, so I'm tuning in all by my lonesome. But I'm going to, take this opportunity to also speak a little bit about what's going on this upcoming week astrologically. I don't know near as much as Meg, but I do know a few things. We've got a great big full moon in the sign of Taurus coming up this Friday the 15th. So I'll speak a little bit about that, maybe pull a couple of cards on that. And then I'm also going to take a moment to look at all the four elemental signs. So the earth signs, the air signs, the fire signs, and the water signs, and a little bit of a forecast for each of those elemental signs for this upcoming week. It's lovely to see many of you joining me here live from Texas. Becky Dave, Earth Dragon. Lovely to see so many of you. And lots of familiar faces and some new ones, I believe. So before I get started with looking at this upcoming full moon energy, just take a moment to share with you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe here to the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel. And you can also find us over on Rumble. And you can book sessions with both myself and Meg. You can find us right over here at the Beyond Mystic Consultations page. You can book a 1-hour session with me here. I am taking bookings, even have a couple of spaces later on this week and early next week. So jump on to this link here below, and also you can take advantage of the 10% off coupon that's in the banner at the bottom. So let's go ahead with what is in store for us with this full moon energy. So this is a full moon in the sign of Taurus. When I think about full moons, I think about a giant spotlight. We look at up in the sky above, and we see that full moon is shining brightly, and we can treat it in a way energetically like a large spotlight, a bright light shining on this particular area of whatever it is that this particular full moon is in the sign of Taurus. So whatever it is that Taurus represents, that's what's going to be illuminated around the full moon this week. And I always used to get confused. How do you know where the full moon is, what sign it's in, and how do you know what sign the new moon is? And then I learned this little trick, which is basically wherever the sun sign is. So right now our sun is in the sign of Scorpio, right? We know it's November, we're in Scorpio season. The full moon is always the sign facing the sign of the sun sign. Okay, I'll say that again. The full moon is facing the sun sign. So every month when you have a full moon, just look at where the sun sign is when that full moon is happening, and it's going to be in the opposite house. So facing Scorpio is Taurus on the other side of the astrological wheel. So the full moon for this month is in Taurus. Similarly, your new moon is always going to be the same sign as the sun every month. So if you've got a new moon, just look at where the sun is and you're going to know that it's the same sign. And I always remind myself by saying the new moon is near the sun and the full moon is facing the sun. I hope that little trick is useful for you when you're trying to think about where the signs are and what's going on. So I'm going to pull some cards here to have a look at what do we need to know about this. Taurus rules among other things, our material world, right? Taurus is about our money in the bank. It's about our houses, our cars, our clothing, our food. It's about money management, food security, stocking the pantry. It's also about, the pleasure of the material world, you know, uh, fine dining, good wine, good music. This is all of what Taurus is kind of, I want to say, invested in, so to speak. So this Taurus energy, having the spotlight on that, it's going to bring us into um, basically real clear noticing of where we're at in our material reality. So we can't kind of hide anything from ourselves this weekend or the later this week and coming into the weekend and next week. Everything is going to be out in the open in terms of what is our real material reality about. And this is on our personal level, and it's also on the global level. So let's have a look and see, what do we need to know about this full moon energy. I'm going to make the screen bigger so you can see the cards. There we go. This full moon energy. Okay. Wow. All right. So right now it's showing a lot of thinking. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get out, to get off our chest, right? This is a talking card, processing, and this is, hurt heart, like the things that have hurt you in the past that you're still carrying around, like the daggers piercing your heart. They may not be actual real injustices. They could just be your perception, or they could be legitimate real injustice that's happened to you with regards to the material plane. So we all have a bit of a heavy story, right? That's coming out into the open this week. There's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of getting it out in the open and off our chests of how much we've been compromised in terms of our material resources, our financial autonomy, and so on. Okay. So it's sort of like a payback moment, because this is the Magnet Queen, Queen of Pentacles. She is, let's say, among other things, she's often associated with the sign of Taurus. I think if you look closely on her throne, there's actually, the bull is on there. So she's associated with the ability to attract material wealth and resources. And she is, I want to say she's on that frequency of abundance. But it's not just money, it's good things in life, right? I've noticed sometimes what I lament is the poor quality of things nowadays, right? Like, if you are a connoisseur of good quality things, that's been pretty disappointing over the last 20 or 30 years, right? We just see the material world has kind of gone down to this baseline of like low quality. And so there's something about, we're getting this off our chest at the end of this week, coming into this next week. There's a lot of processing about, it's not just money, it's quality. It's quality of food, quality of furniture, of clothing, of the pleasures in life. It's not about having, huge amounts of stuff or hoarding. It's about really having quality in our lives. So there's something about, we're going to be attracting and having getting this off our chest and talking about how do we create a better quality life in the material realm. You know, so many of our friends and allies are just kind of like a bit fed up with the material realm, right? We're like, beam me up, Scotty. This physical world is not what it used to be. And I think that's really sad because a lot of us remember in our lifetime a world that did have quality, that was a real pleasure to live in so many ways. And if we can remember it, we can recreate that. So put your messages in the comments about how this is feeling for you. About how this is feeling for you, talking about quality and our material realm. Yeah. Hi there. Right? Someone is saying, yeah, made in China products. Oh, I'm hearing, I don't really feel like anyone wins on this low quality, what is it? A planned obsolescence when they make appliances and things. We just moved into a new place with a brand new set of appliances, and they are already broken. It's like 2 weeks later, they're broken. It's like, what? You got to be kidding me! And it's just like I feel like I look at this, appliances worth thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're such poor quality. Sometimes I can feel my mother and my grandmother like rolling in their graves going like, oh my gosh, it was so much. Like, you had to prove. Nobody succeeded in business if they didn't make quality things, because people would just buy elsewhere. So the consumer would spend more and vote with their dollars to get good quality. So we've lost the plot here somewhere along the line, when we started opening dollar stores and bargain bins, and it's like somewhere along the line we got caught up in having less quality. So just interesting that that's what I'm getting right now. That we're, Spicy Dame says refrigerators and washing machines used to last for 40 years. I mean, you're right. And it's like, okay, you could say, well, how important is this to talk about? It's like systemic crises. It's as above, so below. It's right. It's part of the larger issues at hand. When we're talking about making America great again, it's also, can we make the quality of life great again? Can we get back to having quality? And I think we need to, set the tone and vote with our dollars. Yeah. Maytag, the quality goes in before the name goes on, right? Can't even buy a decent can opener. I mean, let's get it off our chest, folks. Here we go. Let's lament. And I always like to say there's one area that I think is an anomaly, and I think we can take some direction from this area. And I'm not advocating drinking alcohol, but I am quite impressed with the craft brewing industry in North America. It's a phenomena that is literally putting down the big beer companies because of quality. And interestingly, who the major consumers are young men that have disposable income to spend on what they like. They're going out on the weekend for their beers after work, and they develop a taste for good quality craft beer. Next thing you know, they're not buying the big five companies anymore, and they're going further and further out to find, really interesting high quality craft beer blends and unique new flavors and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, that's a phenomena and it's really caught on. So if that can happen with beer, it can happen with other things. Earth Dragon saying, my appliances are older than me. And yeah, we brew our own freedom, liberty, lover. We brew our own. Oh, sorry. No, it's love the plan. We brew our own, and it has many health benefits. Yeah, we gave up drinking alcohol. Freedom, liberty, lover. I see that. And interestingly, even these craft brewing companies are coming out with the most extraordinarily delicious tasting non-alcohol beers because there's a demand for it. And everyone, what was available for people that didn't drink alcohol was terrible tasting, just awful, like even 5 years ago. And now, yeah, keep it local. I love it. So, okay, my husband and I tried to find a toaster that's made in America and we couldn't find one anywhere. Right? It's like, okay. And then someone else is saying, I prefer kombucha. Beautiful. You know, that's fantastic because similarly, the microbrewing phenomena has also led to a lot more people making their own things at home and moving into all these other types of fermented products. Okay, yeah, there's someone else talking about alcohol is bad for ascending to the fifth dimension. And I agree. To some extent, I believe that we are moving away from the addictive nature of these things. And yet, our palate for the diverse, amazing, beautiful quality of, for example, beers and ciders and things like kombucha. Back in the day, they had hardly any alcohol in them at all. It was really almost like medicinal, these things. Kombucha is a medicine more than it is a drink. So it's something about bringing that quality of the beautiful high frequency food, drink, clothing, appliances, cars, homes, cities, right? It's this energy of choosing to pull. It's almost like we're pulling, magnetizing back to demanding quality. So interesting. Yeah, someone is saying products made by the Amish, very reliable appliances. The meek shall inherit the earth, right? So here we go. This is maybe even the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek shall rebuild the earth. Mm-hmm. Oh, someone else is talking about another kind of wolf appliances, very high quality. Okay. Someone else is talking about man-made fabrics and rubber shoes are bad for ascending as well. Right? So we're getting these conversations out in the open, talking about natural fibers, natural foods. But does everything have to be scratchy and unattractive and tasteless? No. It's like if you actually begin to do your research and explore some of the original recipes and ways of making things. Things were made so, so incredibly beautiful. So we've gone on a bit of a rant here, as I often do, but I think you're getting the picture that there's something, pardon the pun, there's something brewing here, there's something where we are tuning in maybe differently than we even did a little while ago, like a year ago, let's say, last full moon in Taurus, right? Here we accepted poor quality for too long. Yeah, and we're saying, let's talk about quality. Let's talk about delicious, high quality foods, locally produced, full of nourishment, full of nutrients, and in every area, let's get back to high quality. Okay, so that is my little rant and my pull on what we need to know about this full moon energy. It's interesting, right? Because we're looking at this juncture where what's just happened in this last week has opened the gates wide. It's like, okay, here we go. Time to reclaim our autonomy, our sovereignty, our what's owed to us, like the good things in life. Time to get back in touch with the values, material values, personal, emotional, spiritual, and so on. Well, it's an opportunity for us to notice how out of touch with those values we are. So maybe before we run off and start saying, we want this and this and this, let's tune in and go, what do we want? Remember when it wasn't outrageous to think that you could have a quality appliance that would outlive you? Or a quality car that would outlive you? Yeah. So let's now look at each sign. Each sign, well, not each sign, but each group of signs. So let's start with the earth signs. Let's look at all the earth signs. How are you, earth signs? So the earth signs, starting with Taurus, and then we have Virgo and Capricorn. Those are the three earth signs. How are the earth signs going to work with this focus on the material side of life this week? Earth signs are already in the material realm more than most of us, the rest of us, right? They are already feet firmly planted on the ground most of the time, really appreciating quality, really, I want to say, they don't often completely ignore or deny the material world. They're usually quite interested in creating security, material well-being. Sometimes they really love luxury and high quality things, but they definitely prefer quality over quantity. The earth signs that I've met really know quality. So let's see what the earth signs are going to make of this particular full moon in Taurus. Leading the pack. Well, talk about quality. 10 of Pentacles, okay? This is the highest money card there is. They're like, oh yeah, you're speaking my language. Now we're talking, people. Let's focus on rebuilding quality. It's almost like I can hear the guides of the earth signs yelling down at us like, we've been trying to tell you this for decades. So getting the message out and taking the lead. So those of you that are earth signs this week, take your lead. Take the lead. and just be like, yeah, lead the charge. No more garbage. No more garbage. We're not buying garbage anymore. We're not investing in garbage. We want quality. We demand quality. Ooh, I can feel it. Oh, yeah. 2 kings. So the kings are the highest level of maturity. They're the highest level of mastery. They are like, they're going to get stuff done, the kings. And, you know, I really get that the earth signs, well, another thing they're pretty good at is being the squeaky wheels, right? So that they're saying, go ahead and squeak all you want this week. Squeak this week, earth signs. Just get on your rant and lament. We want better quality. Fascinating. Put in your comments there. Okay. Totally resonates as an earth sign. Thank you, Animals Rule. I love it. So you're going to be leading the charge, squeaking the wheels, saying we want quality, and it's almost like spreading the trend is what I'm getting. Like, yeah, it's your time to really have your voice heard about why you have been the way you've been all these years and how you look for quality. It's like, again, almost like reteaching the people around you, earth signs, about quality. You know, not in a shaming way, not in a like, well, no wonder, what do you expect when you buy things like this, right? I mean, the earth signs are the ones that would be more likely to invest more money at the onset to get a better quality something. And they're saying, right, they're basically showing us how to do that. So teach your people this week, right? Hi, Jackie, Virgo. Flower Nanny, good to hear. I have a meeting tomorrow. My wheel is squeaky. So look out. Yeah, right? Okay. That's the earth signs for us. Let's go on to, I'm hearing water. Let's go to the water signs. What's going on for the water signs around this earthy? You know, it's like if you put the sign of the moon with the sign, you get that. So we had just like the earth signs with an earth full moon is going to be double earth. So it's going to be really like, yeah, grinding the gears about quality. When you put earth and water together, right? We got a water sign with an earth moon. It's a little muddy. It's a little bit muddy. So let's have a look at that. We're going to get, is this going to be a mud that's like a clay that, you know, the clay mask that you put on to purify, or is it going to be a mud that you get your car stuck in, right? Let's see what's happening for the water signs this week. Oh, yeah, a little bit stuck in the mud maybe. Oh, interesting though. Look at this, folks. Do you notice that our star maiden has 1 foot on the water and 1 foot on the earth? Huh. Okay, so I'm really getting that literally for you water signs, it's going to be really helpful to balance emotionally with the physical realm. So that is any way that you have a divine communion, because this is like a divine card, the star, divine communion with material things, right? It's like there may not be a lot of material things that you have divine communion with. What are they? Is it flowers? Is it, you know, baking for your grandkids? Is it working on restoring antique furniture? What are the things that really light you up in the material world? What kind of beauty and luxury and high quality things can you focus on, and keep the feelings flowing while focusing and staying grounded in some kind of material divine communion is what I'm hearing. Aha. All right. So we start off the week feeling a bit stuck in the mud, but we start to focus on what I was just mentioning. And then there's a new burst of energy. So I feel like later in the week, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's a burst of energy for you, water signs, and a feeling of, a feeling of almost like wanting to go on a bit of an adventure. This is the adventure seeker. So the week starts off a little bit rocky, but it moves in a good direction. And I love that. Okay. Next, we go to the fire signs. Okay. So, the water signs I didn't mention. The water signs are starting with Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Those are the water signs. Now, let's look at the fire signs. So, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Fiery signs. Fire and earth. Put fire and earth together. What do we get? We get dry earth. We get desert. All right. Let's look at that. We also get ash. Let's have a look at the fire signs. Oh, interesting. We've got that Earth Queen again, that Magnet Queen. Fire signs. Well, again, we are in this magnetizing luxury, quality, beauty, physical pleasure, and really like releasing in some way. This is too much thinking, right? So the swords are thoughts, and look what they've done to this poor soul. He's just like pinned to the ground. We call this like the surrender after a long sleepless night of going around in circles in your mind. So at some point this week, fire signs, you're going to have to give it up. You're going to have to give it over and surrender your thoughts, let it all go. And then, next thing you know, so you might be worrying. Fire signs might be worrying about money this week. They might just be like trying to magnetize money and it's not happening and they're getting more and more anxious and they just have to let it go. And lo and behold, there's the big money card. So, the magnetizing, you don't always get the result immediately. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit, but this is better than what you expected. So again, there's a feeling of, holding out for the bigger prize. We're back to this whole conversation about luxury and, holding out for the bigger reward. So instant gratification is off the menu this week. This isn't about instant financial gratification or instant material gratification. If you can wait, it's going to be worth it, fire signs. You're going to end up with a much better quality result in whatever material thing that you're working with. Okay. Now we're near the end of the line here, and I'm aligning with all of you air signs, us airheads, and I can call us airheads because I am one. What do we need to know? Air and earth. Dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. That's an interesting thought, eh? Let's have a look. Air signs. So this is, air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What do we need to know about this full moon in Taurus? Aw, playful, playful. Ah, okay. Very interesting. You notice there's two major arcana cards here. You see that? So the major arcana are like, let's say they're the spiritually kind of more potent cards. There's 22 of them out of 78 in the tarot. And having 2 out of 3 as majors is a little bit more, has a bit more oomph to it, let's just say. So we might start out like just kind of playfully, whimsically being air signs this week, but we might end up confronting something. Now, it's not badly aspected, this Hierophant, but there might be something, I just keep hearing from on high. So there might be some way that we are either working with a financial, like a bank, or like lawyers, or working with, it's just like almost bureaucracy is what I'm getting. There's something bureaucratic about this. And it's interesting. We're being asked again, a different type of quality. It's like we're being asked to almost put things on the line, demand more. So if you're working with bank officials, bureaucrats, government agencies, lawyers, the medical system, it's like you're going to push the envelope, and also don't be pushed into making a decision. Like, reserve your right to take your time in making a choice. I hope that makes sense. Kind of makes sense to me a little bit. Yeah, it's a bit where, you know, we can sometimes get bullied a bit by the institutions, the bureaucracy, into like, you know, you have to decide right now, or you have to do this, or you only have till this day, or blah, 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 you know. And it just feels to me like what I'm being shown is ask for that extension. Take your time. Don't be cornered into choosing, and make sure you get everything that you want. Demand a bit more is what I'm hearing. Like, we've been sort of trained. It's almost like, I mean, it's a terrible thing, but it's in a way we've been trained, you know, just sort of like monkeys to jump through the hoops of the bureaucracy. Like, you know, oh, you want this? Okay, you're going to have to jump through this hoop and this hoop and this hoop and this hoop and this hoop. And we get so disoriented after jumping through all these hoops that we'll just do, it's like, just make it stop. Yeah, I'll sign whatever. Just get over with. I'm sick of this, right? It's like, especially us air signs, we're not known for our patience. We're like, just tell me where to sign, because this is, you know, the Virgos are there going, excuse me, I want to read clause number 8, you know, 2B, appendix 7. One more time, please. And that's air signs are like, whatever, like, just sign it. I've got things to do, right? So they're saying, whoa, slow down, air signs, this week, because you're going to be dealing with bureaucracy potentially, and you need to choose wisely, and you need to, you need to demand. It's so interesting, right? When you look at even these, like, cell service providers or internet providers or cable providers or whatever, it's like, they'll make you jump through the hoops and eventually you'll just do whatever it takes to get it done. But if you push them, if you push back and say, no, actually, I want this, and a little bit almost like, I'll take my business elsewhere unless you give me this, usually they'll bend over backwards for you. They'll be like, oh, okay. So it's almost like I see the tables turning this week, and you're going in whimsically, air signs, like you usually do. But you want to have your savvy, your bureaucratic savvy on this week, and make them work for you, not the other way around. Yep. So how does that feel, everybody? Any air signs out there that are going, oh yeah, that's me, all right? Just as I'm looking at it, I'm already going, oh my gosh, I actually have a meeting with a bank this week. So isn't this fascinating? Yay. So I'm just noticing some comments here. Like, shared, and subscribe to this channel. Let's get on over there and do that. And while I remember, we've got this that I want to bring your attention to. So let me zip around here. Meg's not here. She's so good at this. There we go. Actually, I'm going to go like this. Can I do it? And where did the screen share go? Oh, I don't know where the screen share went. So sorry, everybody. Not so good at this. There it is. Okay, well, you can kind of get the picture. It's not very clear. It's pretty small. I apologize. I'm not great at this. But what I want to tell you about it is, this is the Haida Gwaii silver jewelry, back with new pieces. So you're going to visit our dear friend Carla at Ascension Organite to order your very, very unique and limited pieces. And the link is below. Also, I want to bring your attention to this course. So let's have a look at this. This is the Crypto Crash Course. I just want to read my script here. Level 2, finally out. You can register now. Join Jay Snip and Coco in this advanced training course. Use promo code JSNIP4 and save 10%. You can find the link below. And of course, please remember to like, share, and subscribe right here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel. If you're over on Rumble, you can like, share, and subscribe there. And finally, if you'd like to book a personal session with me, you can find me at the Beyond Mystic Consultations page and use the coupon on the banner below to get a 10% discount on that session. All right, everybody. This has been a really wonderful time sharing with all of you. I look forward to the week ahead. I look forward to really connecting with this energy of quality, material, the beautiful quality and luxury of good. Yeah, I just keep saying the word quality, quality, quality. Good quality food, clothing, material things, appliances, and even our relationships with, banks, institutions, bureaucracy, the ones that kind of broker our relationship to our material things, right? They broker our relationship to our money. to our finances. They broker our relationship to different health services, to, yeah, a whole variety of different aspects of our lives. And so we really want to, I want to say, take the upper hand this week and advocate for a better quality in our material world. Starting today. Have a beautiful week, everybody. It's been such a pleasure to share with you here. And we will be back next week, Tuesday, with Meg. I have a feeling she's going to be feeling right as rain by then. So we'll send her blessings for speedy recovery. And I look forward to seeing all of you there and also on my Saturday forecast show. Bye for now, everybody.